Why do I always feel nervous in new situations and old situations too?
It's interesting that you went there, because we were about to go there with you. That in new situations, before you've had an opportunity to figure out where the other one is. And so what happens with most people, start again, that isn't what we are recommending, but that is what most people are attempting. We're going to show you what we would do instead. So let's back up and make this more clear. When you feel awkward, or what were your words? Nervous in new situations, it's because in your human way of approaching situations, you're trying to find common ground. You're trying to find common interests that you might have interesting conversation about. But once you begin caring about what disc you're on, and therefore allowing the universe to cause the rendezvousing, that awkwardness will go away for the most part, because you won't be rendezvousing with anybody that's not right up to speed with you. There's a more base reason for your rendezvous. You could be unknowledgeable about the most important thing in another person's life. For example, they could be really excited about soccer, and you might not be, and you might not even know much about the rules about it. Or they might be really interested in some instrument that they play as a musician, and it might not be the kind of music that is appealing to you. But you could still be on such intense vibrational matching wavelengths with that person, that even though at the face of the conversation you might not have what feels like natural interest, because you are vibrationally same, all kinds of new discoveries would begin to happen between you, you see. And the most satisfying of conversations are those conversations where the ideas are flowing with you each while you are there, new stuff happening. In other words, when you get together with someone and they just tell the same stories that they always tell, and you tell the same stories that you always tell, and you're rolling your eyes because you really didn't like that story the first 100 times you heard it, that's not very satisfying. But when you are new in this moment, as you always are, tuned in, and you are in alignment with Source, who knows who you are and knows who they are and knows what the paths of most alignment are between you, the two of you will then be inspired. You will feed each other. There's a synergy in that. It's like Esther fashions the picture of roller derby. Did you ever watch roller derby? Long time ago. And they would take their partner and just heave them forward with momentum. It's like you get a thought, and then the next gets a thought, and the next gets a thought, and the next gets a thought. Those are the kind of conversations you want to be in on. You don't just want to know what they might like to think about, so you've sort of Googled it and got some things in your mind that you might want to say. It's the inspired thought that you're having together that makes for the best conversations. You want to go to new places, not regurgitate old places, you see. And so if you take the time to get on that high-flying disc, then the universe is going to match you up with a partner who has the potential of, with you, discovering new thought together. And it's the kind of conversation where neither one of you know for sure who thought of it, because you both rendezvoused at that thought at such precisely the same time that it didn't matter whose mouth what came out of, because off you go further and further and further and further and further. Co-creation at its best, you see.
I have a lot of step one moments.
So if you have been having conversations with people where you feel tongue-tied or where you feel uninterested in what they are saying, then the remedy for that is get on your high-flying disc and then. Get on your high-flying disc and then. So someone says, hey, you want to get together? Can't. Why not? I'm not on my high-flying disc. Want to get together? Can't. Why not? I'm on my high-flying disc, but I don't think you are. Want to get together? Yeah. Oh, I thought you might. I just had an impulse to call you. Yeah, it's perfect timing for me. What are you doing? Nothing. What are you doing? Nothing. Let's get together and do nothing.